As the woman rummaged through old boxes in the attic, she stumbled upon an old 16mm film that she had never seen before. With curious hands, she loaded it onto the projector, wondering what childhood memories it might reveal. As the film flickered to life, she saw a little girl standing beside her. The girl had been her sister, but she had no recollection of her existence. The woman's curiosity turned to unease as she watched the footage. The film was shot in grainy black and white, and it showed her sister playing in the woods, swinging on a tire swing, and laughing. But there was something off about the images, as if the trees were closing in around her sister. As the film progressed, the images became darker and more sinister. The little girl was shown crying in terror as something chased her through the woods. The woman couldn't see what was chasing her, but the fear in her sister's eyes was palpable. The footage then cut to an old abandoned house, and the woman recognized it as the one that had been on the outskirts of their town when they were children. The little girl was shown entering the house, and the camera followed her down a dark and musty staircase. The woman felt a shiver run down her spine as she watched. The woman was on the edge of her seat now, her heart racing as the suspense grew. The footage showed the little girl entering a room with a single, flickering candle. As the camera zoomed in, the woman saw that the walls were covered in strange symbols, and there was a figure lurking in the shadows. The film then showed a pair of hands reaching out of the darkness, grabbing the little girl by the shoulders, and pulling her into the shadows. The woman screamed in terror as the film abruptly ended. She was left wondering what had become of her sister and what secrets the film had uncovered. The woman couldn't shake the feeling of unease that the film had left her with. She became obsessed with finding out what had happened to her sister, and began scouring old family photos and documents for any clues. Days turned into weeks, and the woman's obsession began to take a toll on her. She couldn't eat or sleep, haunted by the images from the film. One night, as she lay in bed, she heard a strange scratching sound coming from the attic. She tried to ignore it, but the sound grew louder and more insistent. Eventually, she couldn't take it anymore and got up to investigate. As she climbed the stairs to the attic, the scratching sound grew louder and more frenzied. Her heart pounding in her chest, she pushed open the attic door and stepped inside. What she saw made her blood run cold. The walls of the attic were covered in the same strange symbols that she had seen in the film. And in the center of the room, there was a figure crouched over a box, scratching at its lid. The figure turned to face her, and she saw that it was a grotesque creature with long, gnarled fingers and glowing eyes. It hissed at her, and she felt a wave of terror wash over her. With a sudden burst of courage, the woman lunged at the creature, knocking it aside and grabbing the box. She ran down the stairs, the creature hot on her heels. As she burst through the front door and into the night air, the creature let out a blood-curdling scream and disappeared into the darkness. The woman collapsed on the lawn, gasping for air. She opened the box, and inside, she found a piece of paper with a single word written on it. Run. With a renewed sense of purpose, the woman fled her childhood home and never looked back. She knew that she had uncovered something dark and dangerous, and that her sister's fate was a mystery that she might never solve. But she was determined to stay alive and keep running, no matter what horrors lay ahead.